This is WVVA In Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Melinda Zosh. This morning, we're talking about everything musical, and we'll have plenty of performances for you to listen to. Joining me now is Brandon Farley. Brandon, you are no stranger to In Focus. We've had you on the show a few times, and I really appreciate you coming to our studio.
I'm glad to be here again, Melinda. I'll tell you, we do this every year, it seems like, a couple times.
That's true.
But always working with you, it's a pleasure and an honor.
And it's always good to see you as well, Brandon. So for those who are just tuning in and maybe they haven't seen you before, why don't you tell our audience a bit about yourself, where you grew up, and how you got into music?
Okay, well, I grew up in Princeton, right here local, but my grandpa, he's always been in the bluegrass music. His name was Joe Meadows, and he played for Bill Monroe, the Stanley Brothers, and Jim and Jesse. And when I was a little kid, my dad always played music too, and he had a mandolin in his closet.
Really?
And one day he got it out, and I was 5 years old, and I got to picking on it a little bit, and I said, "Dad, I'd like to play that." So he tuned it up, and he showed me the basic chords on it, and from there, it just went on from 5 years old up until right now, and I just love the traditional mountain-style bluegrass and the bluegrass gospel.
And speaking of gospel, Brandon, you really do have a strong faith in God. Why don't you share with our viewers about your faith?
Well, I'll tell you what, and I'm not standing here trying to say that I'm a perfect person, because I've made all my mistakes and a lot of them, but the good Lord has stuck by me very closely. When I was 18 years old, I had optical neuritis and lost my eyesight and was completely blind. And the doctors in Morgantown said I would never see again. Well, I went to a church and had them to pray for me and anoint me with oil. They called the elders up. And I thanked the Lord that I was going to see again. And it took 6 months, but I got my eyesight back. And then I just had open heart surgery. I had to have my mitral valve. It had a vegetation growing on it. And I'll tell you what, I was on life support for a week. And when I woke up, I didn't know where I was at. I was in Charleston. And the doctors came in there and told me, they said, "You're infected all over your body, that you've got a good chance of dying. We're going to try to help you, but you're going to have the heart surgery, but we can't do it till we get you cleared up with the infection." And they put me on Ziovox is the name of it. And Melinda, it shut my kidneys down.
Wow.
And I had to do dialysis, but I'll tell you what, that brought me closer to God than probably anything that's ever happened to me. I lost my dad back in October of 2018, and he was my lifeline, my buddy. And I loved to sing and play with him. And I didn't have him through all this, but I did have the Lord. And I had my good friend Carl Jordan that sings and plays with me. He stuck with me through thick and thin. And I'll tell you, the longer he sticks with me, the thinner he gets.
He's losing some weight.
Yeah.
And Carl's been a good friend to you, and he will be joining us on the next segment, by the way. He's a great musician, so really excited for that. And Brandon, how do you think that music has impacted your life? You've been playing since you were a child, but how has it impacted you?
Well, music to me, I play by ear, you know, and when I'm happy, when I'm playing, you can tell it in my playing. When I'm sad, I'll sit down, and you can tell it in the lonesome songs that I'll play, but I play it the feeling of how I'm feeling. And music makes me feel better. Of anything I do, I can play the mandolin, guitar, the banjo, whatever's laying closest to me, and it just makes me feel better.
What are your dreams? What are your goals looking ahead to the future?
My goals is to continue playing the traditional style music, and to go out here and to tour all over the world and bring this sound, as Dr. Rouse Stanley and many others has done. And I had the privilege to get to play with Dr. Rouse Stanley and Jimmy Martin, the King of Bluegrass, Melvin Goins, the Bluegrass Brothers. I've got to work with all of them as I was younger, but I feel now that it's time that I step up, go out, and, you know, try to carry on, you know, the mountain style in the way that I feel that I want to do it.
And why do you think it is important to carry on that mountain style music? Because there's a bunch of genres of music right now.
There is, but it's dying out, you know. You don't hear good, clean you know, music, bluegrass or bluegrass gospel very much anymore. It's rock and roll or a lot of rap, and I'm not saying nothing bad about none of that. If that's what you like, that's fine. But, you know, the bluegrass music is what, you know, West Virginia, back in the day, that's what it was based on, you know, is when people would come home from work, a lot of people would play the banjo or the guitar, and they would sit around on their porch and they would sing. When they had family reunions, they would gather around and sing. And, you know, in the church at that time, the attendance would have been up really good. And people would come in there and sing, and it made them happy. And so I want to see it come back again, you know, and this style of music to grow and young people to get involved in it and learn it, you know, because I'll tell you what, you'll never go wrong by playing bluegrass music as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's a good point. Was it your family that taught you how to play the mandolin and your instruments?
It sure was. My dad, you know, he got me started. And then Will Parsons, which used to be around here, he teaches at Kentucky now, down at the University in Kentucky. He's a music teacher, but one of the greatest musicians that ever was. He's the one that got me really playing the music. So, yeah.
And what do you want young people to know about music and picking up an instrument?
Well, when you're playing an instrument, it is hard to learn, and a lot of people say, oh, my fingers hurt or something. Well, as you continue to play, your fingers will callous up like mine are, and they'll get tough, and that'll go away. But if you sit and practice, you can learn it. And, you know, I do give lessons. If anybody would be interested in getting lessons, you know, we'll put the phone number up here after a while. But I teach mandolin, guitar, fiddle, banjo, and bass. Any of them, I'd be glad to get you started and show you the basics or take you all the way.
And what is the best way for folks at home to get in touch with you then? Would you be okay giving your phone number?
Yeah, you can reach me at 304-960-0125. Or also you can reach Carl, if you can't get me, Carl Jordan at 304-682-6687. And we'd be glad, you know, to come as well and sing at your church. If you do have a family reunion, festivals, fairs, anything like that, you can get in touch with us by those phone numbers. Go on Facebook and, you know, watch what we're doing, and we post new videos. And, you know, Melinda, we're starting our own television program.
That's incredible. So share with our viewers about that.
Well, my good buddy Bob Smallwood, and a lot of y'all probably know Bob Smallwood from Living Faith TV from Pickin' Time. Me and Carl's been going and doing a whole lot with Brother Bob on his personal appearances and things. And Nathan Stanley, we've been working a good bit with Nathan Stanley and Bob Smallwood. Well, Bob got in touch with me and he said, Brandon, I want you to come down and record with me at Tazewell at WDJW, which is New Beginning Television. So me and Carl went down there and we recorded. He said, Brandon, he said, they'd like me to take this show, but I'd like to see you have it. And I didn't know what to say. But anyway, Bob Smallwood worked it out where me and Carl have an hour television show every week. And that'll be, like I said, on New Beginning Television. I know a lot of people with Roku, they can pick it up. Or you can go on My TV to Go and go to New Beginning Television, faith-based. And that'll be on Mondays at 2 o'clock and Fridays at 8 o'clock at night.
Okay, that's good to know for our viewers at home that you can see Brandon playing every week. And we do have to take a quick break. Before we go, I want to mention there is a fundraiser coming up for Brandon. You can donate some money there. He'll be playing along with Carl Jordan. And that's coming up December 7th. That's on a Saturday. That's at the Railroad Museum in Princeton. So you can check him out from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Again, donations encouraged to help Brandon get going with his musical career.
Bob Smallwood will be there that day with us. Bob Smallwood off Living Faith TV. So we hope to see y'all at the Railroad Museum in Princeton, December the 7th from 10 to 4.
Great. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Before we go, Brandon, can you play a little bit of music and then we'll fade out to break?
Yeah.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to this edition of In Focus. Joining me once again, musician Brandon Farley. He's been doing a great job playing some music here, and Carl Jordan. So your band is called Farley and Jordan?
Farley and Jordan.
Farley and Jordan.
That's
so
right.
Tell our viewers about how they can get in touch with you guys. You're looking for bookings right now and sponsorships.
Yes, we're looking for bookings. If you'd like to have us come out to your church, anything that you got going on, you can get in touch with us by our phone numbers. It'll be up there. And also for our TV show that we're starting, we're looking for sponsorships for that. And you can also get in touch with us by our phone numbers.
We've already got one. So.
Yeah, you
we've
already have
got,
one. Tell us about
I'd
that.
like to mention Mercer Mattress down on Stafford Drive here in Princeton. He's such a nice guy, and he says, that he's going to help us, and he'd be the first one. So if you get a chance, you need a good soft mattress, you stop in there and he'll take care of you.
All right, great. Well, I will let Carl and Brandon play some music, and we'll keep the phone numbers up for you at home if you'd like to book them to play at an event that you're doing, or if you'd like to sponsor them. So, gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you, Milan. We're going to do a song right here. It goes back a long way. Carl's going to sing it, one called I'm Traveling the Highway Home. You ready, Carl?
Traveling the highway home, I'm traveling the highway home. So narrow's the way, thank God I can say, I'm traveling the highway home. Oh, Satan said that I'd never be traveling the highway home. It's all in the time yet to leave. I'm traveling the highway home. Traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. So narrow's the way, thank God I can say, I'm traveling the highway home. Jesus has set up a marker for me to travel the highway home. It's all in the Bible, plain as can be. I'm traveling the highway home. Traveling the highway home. I'm traveling the highway home. So narrow's the way, thank God I can say, I'm traveling the highway home. So narrow's the way, thank God I can say, I'm traveling the highway home.
All right, that's a good old song there. That was a fine job, Carl.
Thanks.
And once again, we are Farley and Jordan. This is Carl Jordan from Oceana, West Virginia. And after my dad passed away, Carl came in and started playing the guitar and singing, and he reminded me so much of my dad. He filled the spot well. And he's going to come around here and do you an old Don Reno and Red Smiley song that we hope that you enjoy this one. I'm using my Bible for a road map.
I'm using my Bible for a road map. The 10 Commandments tell me what to do. The 12 disciples are my road sign. For Jesus is there to see me through. There be no detours in heaven. using my Bible for a road map. The children of Israel used it too. They crossed the Red Sea of destruction, for God was there to see them through. There'll be no detours in heaven, no rough roads along the way. I'm using my Bible for a road map. My stop is heaven some sweet day. My Bible for a road map. My stop is heaven some sweet day. My last stop is heaven some sweet day.
All right, that's a good song, Carl. Right now I'm going to change instruments, folks, and grab the old mandolin up. Carl and me's going to do another song here that goes way back, and hope that you enjoy this one in the key of D, one called I Wouldn't Change You If I Could.
I wouldn't change a single thing about you if I could.
That's right.
The way you are just suits me to a T. A princess in a storybook, a queen upon her throne. That's what you are, and you belong to me. I wouldn't change you if I could. I love you as you are. You're all that I would wish for if I wished upon a star. An angel sent from heaven. You're everything that's good. You're perfect just the way you are. I wouldn't change you if I could. Your tender smile, I'd leave them as they are. And come what may, I'd never change a thing. And if I were a potter and you a piece of clay, the only thing I'd change would be your name. I wouldn't change you if I could. I love you as you are. You're all that I would wish for if I wished upon a star. An angel sent from heaven. You're everything that's good. You're perfect just the way you are. Wouldn't change you if I could. I love you just the way you are. Wouldn't change you if I could.
You guys are so good. I've been standing here off camera listening to them. They are incredible. Again, they're looking for sponsorships. Brandon teaches musical lessons as well.
That's right.
And you guys have some more music for us in store. We do have to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We've got a lot more music ahead. Stay with us. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus. I'm your host, Melinda Zosh, joined once again with Brandon Farley, Carl Jordan. We have the Farley and Jordan band. They've been playing some excellent music. I'm going to let you guys get doing your thing one more time. But before we do that, I want to mention there is a fundraiser coming up to help Brandon with some of his expenses, to help him with his musical career. That is coming up on Saturday, December 7th at the Railroad Museum in Princeton. Gentlemen, I'll let you take it away.
All right, we're going to go back and get a little tune here on the banjo. Now, we do this a lot. If y'all listen closely, y'all might hear this old mule kick and trying to get away from us, and I'm going to try to get Carl to catch him. You ready to do a little bit of Balaam's Mule this morning, Carl?
My heart, it was so heavy and burdened down with grief. The valley was so low, the mountain was so steep. There's a brighter day a-comin', and soon I'll reach the top, for Jesus walks ahead of me and moves all stumbling blocks. Jesus walks ahead of me, he makes my path straight. He leads me through the valley and listens when I pray. If I ask him in faith, believing he'll take care of all my needs. Oh, Satan cannot harm me, Jesus walks ahead of me. Every step that I take, he's just one step ahead. Every mountain that I climb, my footsteps he has led. Soon this journey will be ended, from heartache I'll be set free. No more disappointments, Jesus walks ahead of me. Jesus walks ahead of me, he makes my path straight. He leads me through the valley and listens when I pray. He'll take care of all my needs. Oh, Satan cannot harm me, Jesus walks ahead of me. Oh, Satan cannot harm me, Jesus walks ahead of me.
All
All right,
right.
we need to bring in your nephew, Brandon.
Yes, we do. Austin.
Come on over.
Come on up here. This is my nephew, Austin Hodges, and he does preaching on YouTube. Y'all can you can find him
Facebook.
and Facebook. Tell them a little bit about that, Austin.
Okay. Well, guys, hello. My name is Evangelist Austin Hodges, and I'm a singer with the Carl and Brandon. Brandon is my uncle. and I am blessed to have him in my life. And I do some preaching on Facebook. My name is Austin Hodges. I'm also a volunteer down at the Princeton Railroad Museum. I stand up in the caboose and tell people about trains. So
That's wonderful, Austin.
That's
Thank you
good,
for
Austin.
talking
That's
about
real
yourself.
good.
Gentlemen, I'll let you play us out.
We're
okay?
going to get him to do a train whistle here, the Wabash Cannonball. Blow that whistle, Austin. Thank y'all. We do appreciate it. We are Farley and Jordan. We hope to see y'all somewhere down the road real soon. December the 7th at the Railroad Museum in Princeton at 10 o'clock.